What's up? What's up?
We're live streaming.
What's up? What's up? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. February 18th. Mic check. Live once again, checking Facebook.
Searching for accounting service? Then contact our efficient and expert team to find out more about our various services created to meet your exact needs. All our professionals have tons of experience, which guarantees you'll get only the very best. We're waiting to hear from you and to answer any questions you may have on how we can best serve your needs. Let us prove our devotion to you as we promise to maintain the highest level of quality and commitment. Your satisfaction is our only concern. Contact us right now and let us show you all the amazing options we have.
Tea Talks, Tea Talks, Tea Talks.
Thank you for listening to the TTalks.net podcast, the show that brings you information, guidance, and support to entrepreneur-minded individuals like yourself. TTalks.net will give you something to talk about tomorrow. This isn't the daily show, but this is the show where you'll get everything. You'll get a fiesta of a mix with the old and the new. They will give you tips and insights into everyday business, big wins in everyday life. They have a lot to add, from bookkeeping to sales, sales management, and sales training, and daily content for listeners to learn and enjoy. We are here to improve your life in business or a sales career. Without any further ado, introducing the dynamic duo, Alex DeLuca and Rafael Rodriguez Jr.
Well, good evening there, Alex. How you doing?
Woo! Good evening there, Ralph. You know, waking up, getting the blood flowing here, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name's Alex DeLuca. Welcome to Tea Talks, and ready to dive right into it today.
Well, that sounds like a plan. We're gonna go off tangent anyways, but definitely we'll try to stay put on a great conversation piece that we're gonna have today.
Great conversation. I never know what the topic is. I'm always blown away, and for some reason, we have the content right in front of us. So, what is today's topic? It's killing me. What is it?
Well, we're gonna talk about creating your customer avatar.
Ooh, what a great topic! And one thing that a customer now should really, an employer, or you're selling something, so you find out what your avatar is right now. You know, in all forms of marketing, 2021 is completely different. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into that and come out with the best ways to find out who that avatar is.
Well, before that, how you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. Like I said, getting the juices going, the coffee's on the pot, and going to have another one, just jumping in the saddle, man. How you doing? What do you have going on today?
Fantastic, as always.
Anything going on in Hollywood?
Nothing much.
Everything.
Just wheeling and dealing. That's all I'm doing.
That's it, man. Another day. Tell me about it.
Another day, another dollar.
That's it, brother.
But anyways, back to customer avatar. You know, we actually talked about talking to your customer and what your customer should look like, and trying to picture it. And the best way to picture it is by creating an avatar of all the qualities of that customer that usually buys from you. And it's not just for a avatar for a customer, but if you think about it, you can have an avatar for what your salesperson should look like, what your employee should look like, what your operation manager should look like. I mean, this is stuff that you actually picture it, and you don't necessarily write it down. You kind of wing it, or you just have it at the top of your head, and you actually have one. You just need to put it on paper. Like any great designs,
exactly.
It's not what you have up in the brain, but it's what you got on paper.
It sounds like goal writing and other things that we talk about on a daily.
Well, absolutely. You know what writing down does, right?
What's that?
You actually have to think about it twice. So it starts engraving in. You got to think it, then you're writing it and thinking it. So
kind of like welding it in the back of your mind.
It's just an engraver to make certain that whatever you're thinking is being registered.
What's one of those great quotes? What the mind can believe,
it will
perceive, and it can achieve.
And it can conceive and achieve. That is correct.
That's it. The mind is a powerful thing. One of my favorite books, and it was given to me young in an entrepreneurial spirit. I think I was 18, 19-year-old, is The Secret. Your mind, the strongest television communication tower in the universe. So if you think it comes into existence, good or bad. You want money?
Great.
It'll come. You think about your money going, I promise it'll go. So
and I will tell you, I love that book. I'm a firm believer of the book. We are an aura of what we put out. So that's the reason why we're always talking about being positive, helping people. You always think of the positive things, and good things will come to you.
That's it, man. Like attracts like, positive attracts positive at the end of the day. We're going off on a tangent, but this is all relative business life stuff on a daily. We're giving it to you live.
And right into it, how to create a customer avatar.
We talk about that all the time, Let's find out how, right? Let's give the basics, a couple points, and this is a juicy topic to talk about the next half hour. I tell you what. So
I hope so. I hope so, because I'm excited. I don't know about
excited.
you, but I'm excited.
I'm waking up for this one. I could have passed out early tonight. I told my wife, I'm like, no, we got tea talks. Time to wake up. Let's go.
So, the first thing you need to do is kind of come up with a question, and I always ask. People ask me, well, what kind of questions should I ask?
Well, you're asking yourself, right? Like you're creating, and like you're jotting this down, and you're creating this on a piece of paper. So what questions do you need to ask about your avatar?
Well, and first of all, I try to ask, well, what's my demographics? And guys, one of the things that I do, at least I don't know about everybody else, but I always look at the history of what the customer looks like, what you already have. And a lot of times, most business owners don't have all the relevant information you need, the age group and where did they hear it from. And sometimes we believe that those are not necessarily important questions to have. And let me tell you, if you're spending money, you should know where your money is going.
That's it. And we talk about that. We run ads on our various campaigns. And, the first thing we ask is, who is that avatar? How do we create it and put it on paper? Demographic is huge. And there's a wide area of topics just covered in a demographic. Age, sex, education level, income level, marital status, occupation, religion. So many different, you got to really zero in on that. You can nowadays with the internet. It's out of control, the information that's out there on you, on everything that you do.
And what happens is that, believe it or not, you actually going to have multiple avatars for your customer base. And not only multiple, it's going to be on demographics, the age. You're going to start seeing, once you start looking at your customer base, you're going to start seeing a pattern. It could be either it's mid-size homes, small homes, small business. You might have a niche. Either it could be a restaurant, landscaping, auto dealership. that you're somewhat attracted to, and you do very well with that. So it doesn't make sense if you're doing well with a car dealership to start looking for landscapers and spending money for landscaper, especially their lingo, and you're beginning to get comfortable with that industry and whatever the industry it is.
Yes. I'm just laughing and thinking right now. Frank Kern, he's one of my favorite copywriters that I'm watching. And he was telling a story on creating an avatar. This is like a month or so ago. I don't know how it goes, but I'm not going to get too graphic into it. But, say you're selling a lady, she's not the best, and you're putting it in Miami, right? Or whatever it is. You're posting yourself, and I'm a woman, I'm, looking for somebody in Miami. In Miami, Miami has a certain crowd. This lady might get, ignored a ton of times. If you put the same lady picture outside of like a prison or like around a prison house, I guarantee that lady will get a lot more attention somewhere else. Not to make that the topic, but knowing your target market at the end of the day is huge. I got to find that clip on Frank Kern. It's hilarious.
Well, and sometimes it could be that your salesperson or you as the business owner, you might be more prone to selling to women than you are selling for men, or selling. You also have some salespeople that will do better with a younger age group. Some of them will do better with an older age group. And this is important because especially when you start having a sales team and a sales crew, and you're having more pieces to the puzzle, you want to make sure that you're aligning your sales force with that particular customer base. I wouldn't put only English person to a bilingual or a Spanish person. You want to put a Spanish person with a Spanish person because they feel more comfortable. And, I don't know about you, but typically people like to be comfortable when they're buying. If they're not comfortable, they ain't buying. I don't know about you, but please tell me.
So put that in a priority. Definitely matching up your prospective clients with your prospective sales reps. Match that up as much as you can. Same traits, same demographic, age, whatever it may be. We can even get even more in detail with a couple other traits, when you're trying to create your own avatar, their interests, what they base their values on, what they're looking for, what they read, their health, lifestyle, stuff like that, and really digging into the market research.
Well, what I'm going to touch on is the avatar demographics, which is basically one of the first logical and probably the easiest. Geographics, age, the generation, relationship status, education, work, income, home type, and you can always add a little bit of a mix of something else. Then, you can put however layers you want.
For sure. Keep going. This is your creation. This is what you're trying to attract your business to at the end of the day, so it comes to you.
And then now we go into the avatar interest. It's a business and the industry. It's their entertainment, family and relationship, fitness and wellness, food and drink, hobbies or activities. And the list could go on and on and on. And it could be sports. People can really connect, especially if the person is a bowling enthusiast and you are also a bowling guy. Man, the connection immediately will jive, and people do buy from people they like, and they connect.
That's it. Say that again. People buy from people they like. It's so impactful at the end of the day. And that it all goes back to building the rapport, finding common ground with somebody. Like you just said, if you both like bowling, by all means, that's a home run, what we call in this business.
Absolutely. The next avatar. It's kind of the behavior that person will have. It could be, they're working with some charitable, any charity activities.
Yeah.
It could be digital activities such as, people that might do podcasts. They'll probably relate very well with you, and you guys can talk about how this adventure has gone through. Financial, insurance, investment, spending, purchase behavior, travel. These are all behaviors within the avatar that kind of goes in the realm of behavior.
What's your market? What are they attracted to? These are all things you need to find out. How do you find this stuff out? What are good ways to find these things out?
You ask.
The magic question.
We
have to pay for that.
Don't be afraid to ask the question. And guys, I'm a firm believer of having surveys after you're done. Even you could send a survey to a previous customer that might have bought from you 2 years ago. But give them a freebie. Give them a $25 card. That information is valuable. This is the stuff that makes and breaks business, and this is the difference between being a flatliner or a growth liner. And which kind of guy do you want to be?
I want to be the high roller. I want to load my dice, stack the deck.
Well, now we're going to talk about the avatar in general. Okay.
Okay.
So, what are their concerns related to your products or services that you have? What happened in the past that led them to this point? And I kind of have to roll my eyes because these are just questions you should be asking on your initial takeoff. I call it when you're having that one-on-one to find out. You're selling yourself, you're selling the company, you're creating the need. Well, in the creating of the need, these are some of the questions you should be asking.
That's it.
How do you feel about what happened in the past? What matters to you in regards to whatever you're selling? What's the most important thing? And I know in a couple shows ago we talked about, if I care about price and I'm trying to sell you, quality, you're on the wrong level. They're on the first floor and you're on the third floor and you're trying to sell them. Ain't working, buddy. Okay?
Working, buddy.
Okay. Next, how does it solve the need, the pain, and make them feel good? Come on, guys. Back again. You're creating the need. You're satisfying the need. These are all the things that basically they're giving you the answer to the buying signal that you need in order for you to close these people. Okay? And how does it better their life? Whatever you're selling, it's either roof, windows.
Huge questions. This is one of those episodes where this is what when this is huge information, guys. We're going over with the avatar creating. Go back, write these questions down, and this is all goes back to the drawing board that you have on your notepad of who that person is, what it looks like. We're putting a face on it. We're naming it, boy or girl. We're collecting all this data, and it seems like a lot that we're going over right now, and he's hitting each point right on the head. But it's all useful stuff in this realm.
Well, and last but not least, and this is what a lot of the salespeople, the underachievers, will do. Guys, I'm giving you the keynote for you to really make it happen, okay?
The gold.
This is gold. As a matter of fact, just rewind it 10 seconds and just listen to it for at least 10 to 20 times. What is the final straw that makes them pull the trigger so they can move forward with your products?
Oof, what's the final straw? It's a nail-biting moment.
And this is when you be quiet and you just listen to what they have to say.
Drop the line.
And whoever speaks first loses. So just keep your mouth shut.
This is the time where you absolutely use your 2 ears and zip.
You zip it. And the reason why you zip it is that you're waiting for a response. And if you already make the connection throughout the process, they're going to give you the answer. They're going to tell you exactly what you need to do in order for them to buy. And if you don't have them at that point, that means you messed it up on either 1, 2, or 3.
On the intake.
And let me just rehash, because I'm going to be saying this over and over. I'm a firm believer of this. You sell yourself, you sell the company, you create the need, you satisfy the need, and you close. Everybody gets
And I'm
hung
going
up
to
on number
add
five.
this right on to this. You're there to sell a demonstration and nothing else, no matter what product it is. As long as you have that in the back of your mind, like no matter your prejudges we talk about, no matter the situation of what you walked into, you're there to sell a demonstration, and that's it. You do your job in selling the demonstration, and you're following what we're telling you right now. You're pretty much on the path to success, and we're going to give you these tips on a daily basis. I love it.
And and practice makes you perfect, right? So
That's it.
Now that you're in your mind, you know the type of people that you feel comfortable with, and you can close. Okay, and guys and girls, if you're a salesperson and you're a professional salesperson, this is something that you should be doing, regardless. Every single, I call it your debriefing. Okay. Guys, this is a military operation that we're handling here, and everything needs to be precise. And once you're done, you need to do a debriefing. Either you got the sale or you didn't get the sale. You should be debriefing yourself, taking notes, and seeing where did I screwed up on this, because we did talk about on some of the 100 tips that we have given is that you should research and you should plan and you should know what you're going into.
No, it all goes back to one of our first episodes right there, the research, the time that you put into things. At the end of the day, that's what's going to make or break. That's the difference when it comes to creating your avatar, when it comes to your practice pitching, your product knowledge, when it comes to, it's all a numbers game in every aspect of business. And we could start from the top and work our way down with that one.
And the one thing that I am going to bring up now, which is going to be a very interesting one, is that you should have a negative avatar.
That's right on cue. I really wanted to talk about that. That makes it easy. This is the type of person that I don't. This person here, that's not the one.
Well, and 9 out of 10, you know that they are, and because you kind of, I hate to use the word, but you suck like a salesperson. Everybody else turned them down, so now your only choice is to, they're begging for the business, and you're like, sure, I'll give you everything you want. I don't have to deal with it.
We talk about dropping the pants.
Well, this is the time that you drop the pants for somebody that you probably would have been better off not selling to. And nine other great salespeople recognized it and said, you know what? If they're not paying for it, I'm not going to give it to them. Because, guys, people are spending money regardless of how much it is. Either it's $1 or $100,000. They're looking for value, and your job is to create that value. If you're not giving them value and they don't feel that they're getting value, shame on you. But if you know they're gonna be needy piggy, and they're gonna be the ones that, and you know who they are because they're the ones that gave you 100 questions before they signed the contract. You think it's going to stop there, that they signed the contract and they're going to shut up? No.
Oh, man. I stood up today. I sat down because we're doing a lot of presentations. This is a roof estimate, and she had the million questions. I finally got to her house. We're signing her up today, and this lady goes on and on about the color. I'm like, I'm telling you, I can't get the color. Guarantee it right now. It's tough. It's a color palette. I don't know. And we went back and forth. I'm like, man, look, I love people. I love you. But look, if the color situation, and I'm being honest with you, if somebody's going to say they can get it, I don't think they can, but go with them. I'm not going to be your guy. And we have these conversations on a daily basis. It's, we work with who we want at the end of the day. It's all about money, but you don't want a client that's going to be
you want to be able to sleep at night. And
I'm not going to drop any names about bad clients, but geez, we've all had one.
And guys, it's going to happen. Either it was self-created, because sometimes, nobody's perfect. Operation can make a mistake. You can make a mistake. Anybody can make a mistake. And all we can do is just put one cheek out and just get slapped and take it like a soldier. Yeah, I was going to say take it as a man or a woman, but just take it as a soldier and say, I do apologize. We're going to do everything we can so it doesn't happen again.
It's not about how hard you fall.
It's how fast you get up.
That's it, brother.
So
Well, hey, we're
definitely-
getting up and we're live. This is history in the making. T Talks again, going at it. Our avatar is extremely important. Before you create your avatar, Ralph just mentioned that negative avatar. That's a easy way to start. Create the customer that's not your particular customer in your industry, from selling a car to selling a home improvement to selling a home insurance, whatever it may be. But if you find out who you don't want, it's easy to make who you want. It goes back to touching base. You got to put a face to their name, a profile, everything that you have about them, pictures of even faces that your prospective client looks like. And we talk about the multiple clients. You could have multiple pages and their interests and their hobbies and their lifestyles. Everything that we touch base on is huge. It's an action-packed 30 minutes we give to you every night at 10 p.m. But we got a few more topics that Mr. Producer, host Ralph is going to touch base on.
Well, we talked about the demographic traits. We also got to work. There's the psychographic traits. You can name your avatar. This is my best customer. This is my medium customer. This is my low customer. Guys, sometimes somebody, I don't know if in accounting, if you guys heard of the drop-down approach, and especially if you're a business owner, you're the salesperson, there's a point that once you pass over your break-even point, any revenue that you generate goes straight down to your bottom line. So to give you an example, you need $100,000 to cover your overhead. Let's say that extra $100,000 that you sell, your cost of material is 30%. That means that $30,000 is your cost of goods, and your labor, and your labor is 20%. That 50% is going to drop down directly to the profit line, to the bottom line, and that's what we call the drop-down approach. So sometimes it makes sense to put your pants down and just get the volume to help the operations and also help the company.
No, that's huge. And if your company is, at any time struggling and hitting quotas, and, we have crews and people to keep fed. So if pricing needs to adjust mid-month just to keep up with production, and, not necessarily dropping your pants, but just to keep the ball rolling, keep the revenue stream coming in. And it's all about, I'd rather make a little bit off of a lot of deals than just one deal, and keep everybody, the wheels going in the business. And that's what, a lot of businesses are just here for the now. And, I was just talking and it took, they just landed on Mars today. It's one of the big topics, right? It took 7 months to get there, and just the planning that goes into things like that. Some people can't get past the mindset of revenue in a month, and you talk to sales reps. Oh, I'm not going to get my back end for 4, 8, 7 weeks, and they go crazy. It's just the long-term approach and financial security is huge, and not just worry about what's happening now, but worry about what's going to happen in the future for what you're doing now. And it all goes back to what you're saying.
And put a face to that. Put a face to the name. It could be Sally. It could be Molly. It could be John. Just put something. And then
Thomas, Muhammad,
Mike, Raphael, Alex, whatever you want to just name them. And then what you want to do is that you want to go ahead and put a one-page collection of information about that avatar that you are going to go ahead and write about. And I know if you're in politics, you heard of the dossier. Well, that's kind of what you're gonna write about.
One-page collection of all the information.
And you can even create a story about it. Think about that.
Speak a story. Imagine if you could journal as your client, be inside their head. What are they thinking? Goes back to their wants and needs and asking questions. And this kind of uncovers the thinking and the mindset of your potential clients. What are we looking for? What are they looking for? What are they hoping to solve or accomplish with your products that you offer?
And the one caution I will basically say, and almost wrapping up about creating your customer avatar, is that whatever you do, try not to use what your perception is. Try to use some type of outside marketing research information, if not of your own. And it's
No,
real
it's
easy
huge.
because all you got to do is that, if you sold widgets or, the last 100 customers that bought from you, where did they come from? What's their demographics? And sometimes you don't even have to call them because you can get the information pretty much on the website.
Oh, yeah.
A
Right on
couple
the
of the
website.
websites give you free information that you can go ahead and gather. And it could be 100 customer, it could be 50 customer, it could be 25 customer. But create a sample and try not to make it out of your opinion because
And
I hate
that's
to tell you
huge.
this.
And let's we talk about being a full circle there. That's another full circle experience about perception. Like, imagine the perception of that interview that you're interviewing. Imagine the perception that that homeowner or that client that you're looking at. Imagine that perception of the business owner trying to do this. It's always, if you can put yourself in somebody's shoes, and that's what goes back to the very first episode we ever had, T Talks. What is a salesperson? It's a chameleon. It's a musician. It's a man with many hats. You have to be on your toes 24/7. Think, talk, walk like a duck. You are a duck. You make it happen.
Man, those words sounds familiar, man.
Oh man, quack quack.
You know what? If it looks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it's probably like a duck.
That's it. It's duck season. Watch out.
But don't take your perception or people's perception. Try to gather from market research if possible. There's a lot of free information out there. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg. You can create free surveys. It's always good to collect emails. You can, most of the people identify that their cell phone, so you can even text them the survey and give them something, either a gift certificate, $25, $10.
That's one of the first easy ways to really interact is, surveys to your prospective client and their industries. You just get them out there, throw them into groups where you're at in your target market and really try to figure out who that avatar is, guys. The internet is a free area to learn anything you want. It's unbelievable. Even if you want to pay cents on the dollar with some classes, shout out to Udemy. It's an educational platform app. There's so many different ways to learn and research on there at such an inexpensive. I picked up a digital marketing course from there for like $19. 2 years ago, it was over a few $100s, but it's a great platform. We always talk about learning and improving each other and ourselves on a daily basis, and that's why we created T Talk. So if we can just help that one person, like we say every day, hey, it was worth jumping on here for the half hour. We're not going anywhere. We're going to jump on this every night at 10 p.m. We're going to go off on tangents. We're going to give you a couple topics, and we're going to keep it real.
So now that we talked about, and in closing, what do you think about creating this monster of an avatar? And we talked about it's not just one avatar, but what do you think about it? Give me what's your takeaway of everything that we just talked about in the last 30 minutes?
So being a listener of T Talks, I take this in as an experience that I actually really need to do my homework. I need to find out who my avatar is by doing market research in the area. But basically, it's a lot to take in. That's what I took from this topic. I'd go back and listen to it a couple times. Like I said, research the main topics, especially the questions and the surveys are huge to as a starting point. Creating that negative avatar so you can go ahead and, this is what I don't want versus this is what we do want. And then just attacking it at every angle that you can, man. I appreciate your time as always, Ralph, huh?
I'm just happy to be here and sharing some of the wealth of information. This has been accumulated not over days, over weeks, and we're talking about school. We're talking about my own research. I'm working on my doctorate as we speak. So I'm all about education. I'm all about getting how do I get better at something that's called life. And
that's it.
Absolutely. I mean, just keep trucking, keep learning, never stop learning. You never know enough. And if you are humble to yourself, a lot of times that's what happens with, some of the salespeople that, just like a knife. If you don't sharpen it, after a while, it gets dull. So
That's it. Got to keep that mind sharp on a daily. You know, I went to school to play baseball. At the end of the day, I got into business at a young age and have had great mentors throughout my career. But I tell you what, I read, I study, I learn more than I ever did in life. It's exciting. You know, even we're learning right now as we do this live with you. So this is content that we're going to give you on a daily, and we're going to have fun with it, huh?
you got it.
Hey, my name's Alex DeLuca. I'm signing off from Naples, Florida. Y'all have a good night.
And this is Raphael from Hollywood, Florida, saying good night. And here's our out.
Thank you for tuning in to ttalks.net. If you have any questions, comments, or something you want us to talk about, email us at raphael@ttalks.net or comment below.
Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for watching.